folks, welcome to Hater TV. Don't mistake that for Gator TV. If you're looking for reptiles, you're going to have to check someplace else. I'm Lo-Fi Nikita, your host, here to drench you in acerbic insights and all kinds of hateful things, of which there are more than enough to occupy 24 hours of every day, but which I will boil down to a few delicious minutes of focused dislikes such as you will not want to miss on any occasion. I must caution you that I'm an adult and will not be wasting my hatred on childish matters. You have all of my space to satisfy your petty dislikes. Here at Hater TV, we focus on the truly despicable, the utterly hateable, those almost beneath contempt, but not quite. Let's start out with those detestable bastards at AIG, the insurance company that has crept into our lives like a cobra into a child's crib. AIG stands for American International Group, and it's an insurance company that apparently has first dibs on your money, thanks to Hank Paulson, Secretary of the Treasury, not a bad man for someone who counts his millions in the hundreds, but otherwise not exactly a friend to humanity, who rushed to give AIG $85 billion when the insurance behemoth felt a little faint after gorging itself on mortgage dollars at the Predator Ball. Suspicion is rapidly growing that AIG management lied about its true financial condition when it got the first infusion of $85 billion to save it from collapse. A New York Times article quotes Don Vickery, an analyst who says he believes AIG must have already accumulated tens of billions of dollars worth of losses by mid-September when it received the first $85 billion infusion. You see, that $85 billion wasn't near enough to keep AIG afloat. Not that they didn't spend it wisely. Hell, they had to lay out $500,000 in one night on a big party in LA for their top producers, including over $23,000 in spa charges. You know, those insurance guys. Their work is so intense, and having to beg for money from the taxpayers was really hard on them, so you can hardly begrudge them a good LA-style massage. Then there was an even more exclusive event they just had to fund. A little shooting party in England where the really fat cats blew away little birdies with fancy shotguns and stuffed themselves on fine cuisine. And they wonder why we hate them. Despite spending all their efforts working furiously to deal with their financial situation, AIG found itself in need of, well, just a little more money. Fortunately, there was still plenty left on the taxpayer credit card, so Hank Paulson shot him another $38 billion. Sweet. The Wall Street bailout was rushed through Congress because we couldn't wait. The economy was going to crater if they didn't do something. You've noticed, of course, how much things have improved. I'd swear the people standing on street corners offering to work for food are getting younger. It's worth remembering, though, that AIG didn't even have to wait for the bailout and has gotten more than any bank. Sugar Daddy Hank Paulson invited AIG to the trough first. No doubt because it was the most deserving recipient of taxpayer largesse. Well, things tend to continue the way they started. And since AIG didn't have to open its books to get the money, they're sure not going to do it now. So although we found out about the party thanks to the spa workers, AIG has refused to account for how it's spending the money. They're too busy stuffing their faces to do anything but ask for more. I think we can be pretty sure that AIG has socked aside a fat wad for bonuses because stealing from the public is getting more and more hazardous. Edward M. Liddy, the insurance executive brought in by the government to restructure AIG, has already said that although he doesn't want to seek more money from the Fed, he may soon have to. Just like those people on the street corner. They hate to do it, but they have to. Well, I'm sure they wouldn't ask if they didn't really need it. Some people say that our government's liberality is an invitation to fraud. I like to think we're bigger than that. We trust our politicians to take care of us. After all, most people don't even know how many zeros are in a billion. You know, they say if you started counting to 1 billion, $1 per second, it would take a little under 33 years. You sure wouldn't want that job. AIG has received $123 billion of your money so far. Counting at the rate of $1 per second, it would take 4,059 years to count through all that cash. Fortunately, they can spend it in a few weeks. That's efficiency in the private sector. Another way to look at it is to divide that $123 billion by 50,000. The average family income in America, which equals $2,460,000. That's right. Hank Paulson gave AIG the total yearly income of 2,460,000 families, and he's not even an elected official. But maybe he would explain it by saying that it's actually only $408 for every man, woman, and child in the United States. That's not much for him. He's worth $750 million. How about you? Do you have an extra $408 in your pocket right now? AIG is an insurance company, Among other things, it sells auto policies. The average yearly auto insurance bill in this country ranges from $800 to $2,000. You'd think they could just give us free insurance for our money. But we're not getting any insurance for $408. We're not even getting any information about how AIG is spending it. Meanwhile, the insurance companies can get the government to put you in jail if you don't buy car insurance. Jeez, don't you just hate that?